What is up, my butter biscuits? So in today's video, this is actually going to be an update slash follow up to last week's video, the video that was titled Manny MUA calls out Dragon Beauty. If y'all did not see that, Kohl's World and Manny MUA did a review of the new Dragon Beauty setting powders and setting sprays, and within her new setting spray, there was like floating particles in there. It just looked like mold. It looked a little nasty. Anyway, so that was last week. However, now today, Nikita Dragon actually spoke out about it and said what it was. So we're going to talk about that within today's video, as well as she did throw shade at Kohl's World. And I completely forgot to mention in last week's video that when I was watching Kohl's World's review of this, he did mention that he doesn't review Dragon Beauty because nobody asked for it. And then he said, well, and drama, but we'll talk about that later. And then he never talked about it. And I'm just assuming that he didn't talk about it because he got sidetracked with there being floating particles within his setting spray. So I was like, I wonder what the tea is between them two, because she did throw a little bit of shade, which we'll talk about within today's video. And I was like, I wonder what it is. But y'all know me, I'm just being way too metiche, and I'm over here speculating, like, what could it be? Anyways, y'all, so that's what today's video is going to be. If you guys are interested in that, of course, go ahead and keep on watching. Before we get into this video, I did want to get your guys' opinion, because I have my live setup like all figured out now to where it would be like bomb quality, because I have this cable that will like I can go live basically from my camera, so it's like camera quality while on live. So I'm super excited. If you guys did not know, I do typically go live maybe once, sometimes twice a week, just to, like, you know, sit back, talk about makeup, have a couple drinks, do my makeup on live and stuff like that. So I wanted to make a dedicated day. However, I didn't know like what day would be good. So if you guys can let me know down in the comments below, is any day good? I was thinking between Wednesday or Thursday, but I kind of want to do it in the evening time, maybe around 7. Maybe you guys can give me some feedback on a good day and time, so that way I can start making it a routine thing. Because I do know that YouTube does not really send out notifications. Like, only a little bit of people get notified, and then people will be like, oh my gosh, I barely got on here, I never got notified, I had to go onto YouTube, and I'm just kind of like, oh, it just sucks. So I think it would be a little bit easier if I did like a set day, and I feel like it would be really fun, because y'all, that's like my version of going out. If you guys go on my lives, y'all know I'll be bumping music, having some drinks, and it's just fun. It's like a good time, because ever since quarantine happened, y'all, that's literally my version of a club, and that's my version of socializing, is going on live and just, you know, hanging out, having some drinks and talking. But anyways, y'all, let me know about that. Let's go ahead and get today's video started. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, so that way you get notified when I upload a new video. Make sure I'll give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and get into it. All right, y'all, to start this video out, because I know a lot of people don't like going back onto the other videos, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit of a recap of last week's video, where Kohl's World and Manny MUA both talked about this. Within her response, it seems like she was just throwing shade at Kohl's World, though, because he was, you know, he was being a little bit dramatic about the packaging and the whole Dragon Beauty aesthetic and whatnot. However, I did think that he had positive things to say about the powders. He was like, these powders are bomb, they really blur the skin, my face looks filtered. He spoke really good about the powders, and if I'm being quite honest with y'all, you guys know I do not care to support Nikita Dragon. I just really don't. I have never purchased anything from her brand, and I don't see myself purchasing anything from a brand. However, when the way he was talking about those powders and the way Manny Emil was talking about the powders, I was like, maybe I will try them. I don't know. I kind of like obviously was like, I have enough powder. I love my Huda Beauty setting powder. But then they were talking about it so bomb, y'all, that I was like, oh, maybe I will try it, because it did really look good on camera, and I was very surprised about that. However, both of them had negative things to say about the setting spray, that it was just way too overly fragranted and way too strong smelling and just straight up alcohol on the face. However, I do want to say a lot of the like Locket setting sprays do have a whole bunch of alcohol within them, and I guess that's just because it bonds to the face, and it just, you know, it really locks down your makeup. However, I'm just a little bit skeptical of keeping my makeup on with alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, look, I don't even go anywhere to keep my makeup on that long. I feel like I just need a good like 6 hours of my makeup, and that is pretty much it. But for those of you out there who obviously have to like work a double time and whatnot and keep your makeup on for 16 hours, maybe you guys need a product like this. However, I don't. Like I said before, one of my homegirls absolutely loves the Huda Beauty setting spray, and that has alcohol in it. The first ingredient's alcohol, and when you spray that thing on, I'm like, ooh, it is really, really strong. But anyways, y'all, before I start rambling about nonsense, I'm gonna go ahead and play these clips right here, so that way you guys have a little bit of context.
Setting spray, and it's really weirding me out. I'm not gonna lie, it's really freaking me out. Do you guys see in there how there's just like floating little particles? It's not glitter, it's just floating particles. It's kind of weirding me out. The particles are still there, so it's not like you can just shake it away. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm gonna spritz a little bit of that. Oh, okay, so this also smells like Nikita. Oh my god.
Okay, maybe you have to shake it. No! Guys, it is still there. There is stuff in here. There's shit in here. There's like, do you guys see that?
As you can see from right there, both Manny and Cole are like, ugh, this setting spray has some floaty things within it, and it just smells a little bit too heavy, too fragranted. But if you guys want to go ahead and check out their videos, they both did say the powders are actually amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get into Nikita Dragon's story right here, because she did talk about it, and she did say that there was an issue only with the PR packages. And this is the thing that I wanted to emphasize on, because I'm a little bit confused about this, because Cole's World did not say whether he got it in PR or he purchased it. I rewatched the video actually before filming this, and I did not see him say whether it was sent to him or he purchased it. I don't know, and I'm actually very curious about this, because I'm gonna go ahead and play a clip right now of Nikita Dragon saying that it was within the PR kits only, that it didn't go out to any retailers or anything like that, that it was solely the PR kits. And y'all, I feel like I'm a little bit skeptical of this, because how can it only be just the PR kits? You know what I'm saying? They're still coming from the same lab and whatnot. And on top of that too, like, she's not going to do a batch of only, like, let's say there's 100 people on her PR list and just only have 100. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? So the fact that she's saying that, I'm really curious. So if you guys know of anyone else out there who actually purchased this, let me know how your guys' is, because I'm really curious as to how you just have a PR batch only. Because y'all, I have went to the lab and built products and stuff like this before, and I did not know that you just get a small little batch for PR and then you get a whole different batch for customers. I don't know. I just did not see that before. But hey, maybe there's a new way of doing things. This was years ago when I did this process. Maybe things have changed. That was honestly about 3 years ago. So things could have changed. But anyways, y'all, go ahead and check out her Instagram story right here.
Of course, you guys know that I dropped my setting collection a couple weeks ago, and you guys have been going crazy for it. And obviously, as you can see, my face is still looking flawless. I just stuck my head out of the window, and my powders are incredible. Just with Dragon Beauty in general, powder's amazing. And obviously, my setting spray I've been working on forever, and I look flawless. A new product, I always send it out in a PR kit to influencers, my friends, my family, to test out the product obviously before I launch it. And there was a small batch of my setting spray that malfunctioned and crystallized ever so slightly inside of the bottle. Completely fine. Like I said, things happen when you are a vegan and cruelty-free brand. Mistakes happen. Email to everyone on the PR list. So I know not everyone reads their email, but if you're my friend or on the PR list, let us know. We will fully replace the setting spray. Not everyone was affected at all. It was a small batch, like I said. And again, it's a little costly being and giving out free PR, but I want to make it absolutely right. So let us know. To redo my PR list after this though. Like I said, it only affected a small batch in the PR kits, but anyone will do anything to try to get a view these days, even though they're still irrelevant. It's not easy being a female entrepreneur of a small business, but I guess it comes with the territory. But it's not down to like rip other people down to gain success. That's not what we're doing in 2021.
So as y'all can see from right there, she's saying this is just a problem within a small batch, just the ones that went out into PR. And I guess she's saying that because Manny said it. And then Cole's World, I wouldn't imagine that he's on the PR list, because if you guys watch the beginning of his video, he does say, I never really review Dragon Beauty because nobody asked me to, basically saying the brand is irrelevant. And I will say, okay, maybe this sounds really shady, but I don't really see too many people talking about Dragon Beauty, honestly. And I don't know if you guys remember when she did kind of like a meet and greet for her little pop-up shop in the Beverly Center. Look, I did not see the full video, but there were people that were saying that there was only 10 people there. Nikita Dragon is followed by millions, so I find that a little bit hard to believe. However, everyone was saying there was just a short line of people. And she did touch on the topic before, and she said, I don't care if only one person showed up, it still mean the world to me. And I do have to agree with that, honestly. Like, I would just be so thrilled just to be one of y'all. So to me, I'd be like, okay, hey, you don't need a big old massive line, but that's just saying maybe people don't really care about the brand too much. I don't know. Anyway, so this was the last thing that she had posted on her stories, and this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about Cole's World, okay? She said, by the way, I accept full responsibility for mistakes that happen on my behalf of my brand. I respect everyone's opinion of my products, good or bad. I love criticism because I want to learn and grow. However, those individuals not even on my PR list who intentionally go out of their way and try to be dramatic and rude to get views views, like you couldn't even see the email because you're not even on the PR list. That's not how you gain success, boo-boo. So I will say this though, actually speaking about Kohl's World, if you do go onto his channel, basically all of his reviews do have a thumbnail that is super clickbaity. Even when he speaks good about a product, it is super clickbaity. It'll be like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, and then you click on the video and then he ends up like liking it, you know what I mean? So he does do a lot of clickbait. However, I will say in his defense, because I do sometimes with my reviews, I do make things a little bit dramatic. However, I don't like lie, you know what I mean? I will be like, OMG, but that's pretty much it. That's my version of clickbait. It's kind of being dramatic about it, but I won't be like, this is the worst product ever, and then I actually love the product, you know? I will say in his defense though, when it comes to YouTube, sometimes you do have to be pretty dramatic to get views. It is hard when you're speaking positive about a product and you're like, this is the best product ever. You're not going to get as many clicks on that video as to where when you say this is the worst product ever. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that isn't on his defense, but I think what Nikita is basically getting at right here, that he got this product from somebody who was on the PR list and basically did, you know, a review of it and obviously wanted to get some views out of it, which obviously he did in return because there's some nasty floaty things up in there, you know. But I do want to say this though. I understand Nikita's point of view right here. If he did get this from somebody else, I feel like, okay, that is a little bit shady that you're going on here basically just to bash the brand and you weren't even sent it on PR. However, at the end of the day, it still doesn't take away from the fact that there is something wrong with that product, you know? And whoever originally got that in PR noticed it and probably gave it to Kohl's World and said, here, you do a review on this because I don't want to talk bad about the brand because I am on the PR list. At the end of the day, there's something wrong with the product, you know? I totally get it. You can look at Kohl's World's channel and say, he does do a lot of clickbait type of things. He does have a lot of like negative, you know, clickbait thumbnails and stuff like that. But let's not take away from the fact that there is actually something wrong with the product, you know. Anyways, y'all, I just wanted to touch up on this topic since I did do a video about it last week. I still want to know what you guys think about it. I was reading the comments over that video and a lot of people are just like, I don't really care to support Nikita Dragon and her brand because of how problematic she is. And I totally get that. And that's where I'm just like, I always get so... I get kind of sad sometimes when you see a problematic person, but then they create good products, because from what I have heard about the brand, besides the setting spray, whether it be the powders or the liquid lipsticks, I've heard really good things about her brand as far as, you know, formulation. I don't know. I just feel like I would actually like to try the powders, but there's something within me that I'm like, I'm not going to like give her money because like she's just, you know what I'm saying? However, I really am on the verge of trying that powder because everyone seems to be really loving the powder, and I'm like, y'all, my Huda Beauty powder is actually running pretty low right now, and I'm like, oh, I do kind of need to buy a new one, but I don't know. Honestly, y'all, I'm saying that, but then I probably won't even buy it because I'm like, I don't know. She's one of the most problematic ones out of all the beauty influencers, so I'm like, let me just not. Although I am a little bit intrigued from what Manny and even Cole were saying, and then actually seeing it applied, I'm like, oh snap, that does look like a filter. It does look pretty good, but anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about everything, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.